Numbers 18 and verse 21 says, "And behold, I have given the children of Levite all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation." Verse 24 says, "But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offered as an heave offering unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore I have said unto them, among the children of Israel, they shall have no inheritance." And I'm going to continue on sharing some brief insight on tithings. If you have been viewing my other videos, I'm still on this subject on tithings. Tithings was only talking to the 12 tribes of Israel during the 5 books of Moses, which would be the Torah. And it was a commandment for them to tithe, and it would be the food that they get out of the land of Canaan that comes from the earth. It was not talking to any of our Monday local churches. Tithings was not talking to any of our Monday local churches. Understand this, because the Most High did not choose to place his name in America. I'm going to show you where he chose to place his name. 1 Kings 11 and 36 says, "And unto his son will I give one tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there." That is the tithes, the city that the Lord required the tithes from his people to come from, to go to rather, because they had to, some of the people of Israel had to travel a distance, and a lot of them had a lot of animals when you start reading the 5 books of Moses, and he said if the way be too long, to just turn the animals into money. But when you get to Jerusalem, make sure that you buy food. It was always talking about food, and you're going to read that throughout all the scriptures. Whether it's in the Old Testament or the New Testament, it's always talking about food. So back to Deuteronomy 18 and verse 21, the Levites were the ones who did the work of the tabernacle, as well as help shepherd the congregation of Israel. So they did not have what is called an inheritance. Their only reward for their service, which they serve, see, when you jump back down to verse 24, would be the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as an heave offering unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore I have said unto them, among the children of Israel, they shall have no inheritance. See, that's their only inheritance, and that would be the food coming from the land of Canaan. All the tithes in the land where I'm sending you, I give it to the Levites. See? It's that easy. Now back to Deuteronomy 14 and verse 29. And like I said, if you have been viewing the video, this is a repetitious book coming from the King James Version. So you're going to always be reading the same names, but it's just in a different chapter, in a different book. "And the Levite, because he have no part, no inheritance with thee, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied." See, it's talking about food. Eat. And when you go to Deuteronomy 15 and verse 11, here's another reminder, because they did not enter into the land of Canaan yet. They were still at the preparation stages of being prepared to go and possess the land. So they were given instructions on how they were to govern themselves with the law, statutes, and commandments, as well as treat one another. See, "For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee." See that commandment? Can you see that? "Command thee, saying, Thou shalt open thy hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land." Coming from the King James Version. He did not say, "Thou shalt open thy hand unto thy brother and unto thy poor and unto the needy in America." No, he did not say that. And you have to understand, we are not fully getting an accurate and a biblical understanding of the Hebrew doctrine. So that's the reason why you need to really study the Hebrew Bible for yourself when it comes to a lot of our Monday local churches. They're not teaching it correctly, because if you have done the research when it comes to our modern day society churches, it is no longer a church where you can come and get spiritual help it's a business. You have to really pay to really receive the help or enjoy the benefits when it comes to their interpretation of the scriptures. Do you follow? Do you understand? Because lineage is very important to this Hebrew Bible. If you didn't trace your lineage back to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then the Hebrew Bible is not talking to you when it comes to really getting the biblical principles of giving as well as tithing. And when you start reading the doctrine of Christ as well as Paul's books, he was still at Jerusalem. He was still in the land of Canaan when he was taking up collections for the saints at the poor people at Jerusalem. When you go back and read, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be like, wow, I never realized how much these pastors were taking these scriptures out of context. And when you read the last book of the Bible, Revelation, you're going to hear Christ say to Paul, what thou seest, write in a book and send it to the 7 churches which are in Asia. So Christ was very specific when it came to the book of the Revelation, who he was talking to and who he wanted to reveal the mysteries of what was going to happen to his people. See, that's why you have to really do the research. Very easy to understand this Hebrew book. If you don't take the scriptures out of context, it wasn't talking to any of our Monday local churches. You're going to come across Israel throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament all the way. You're going to always see the names, the tribes of the people throughout this whole book. And it's only talking and only teaching and only speaking to them. Have a great day.